Shalom Akim wa Akwathion. First and foremost, I'd like to turn to the east and give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. I'd like to proceed this lesson with giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do rule well and teach well. You know, in this lesson, I want to get into, I'm going to start off with this verse right here, man. This is the book of Ephesians chapter 5, and I'm going to start at, let's see, verse 15. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." And what does circumspectly mean, Let's just look that up. Careful to consider all circumstances and possible consequences. Prudent, Let me read this top one again. Careful to consider all circumstances and possible consequences, man. As they say in the world, man, there's a world, he's like, Jake be saying, you got to count the cost, Count the cost, man, be circumspect. You got to be careful to consider all, circumstances, like all things, it can mean different things, man, circumstance, different predicaments, different, how can I put it? Salak, it just left my mind. Different situations, different situations, and possible consequences that, certain decisions you make, man, because every decision we make has a consequence, man. Let me go back to, it's right here. But, I just want to go through much of this right now, but I'm going to keep reading on here. This is, but I'm about to show you this, Ephesians 5 and 16. This is, these are the days we're living in, man. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Wherefore, ye be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is, man. Look at this, man. Redeeming the time, verse 16 again. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. And I'm gonna just read a little bit of these, just this is from CNN US. Immigration crackdown leaves North Carolina cities on edge. Updated is 9:59 Eastern Standard Time, November 18th, 2025, man. Let's see. Slocky. So, it's an ad number right here. Federal agency.
Let me first
We're
talk
seen
to you
across
about this.
Charlotte
Look,
on Monday
these
with
federal
business
agents
owners
in the Trump
saying
administration and your
they were
state's
spotted on a
Republican Party
laundromat in a
saying
bakery. Salaki. I was reading this down here real quick. Now we'll just play this.
these raids are about public safety. How do you see what is happening in your community?
Thank you for having me. I do not see this as an improvement of public safety. If anything, it's doing the opposite. It's causing chaos, it's causing fear, and it's causing confusion. If it really was about public safety, then why out of the 81 folks that were arrested yesterday, only 7 were announced as actual convicted criminals? And we saw this happen in Chicago, where just 62 of them were convicted criminals. And we've seen that less than 5% of them actually had convictions, right? And so, and another stat that's very interesting is that 72% of ICE detainees do not have a criminal record. If anything, they're only...
Yeah, that's enough of that. But, you see, all that's happening around different cities. ICE agents spotted near elementary school in West Oakland. New Orleans may be next as immigration enforcement expands in North Carolina. 2 dozen federal agents conduct search at New Jersey seafood. Man, they're everywhere, man. You know, and on top of that, we got, you know, let me just search this up. War conflicts today, man. Let's see. Yeah, they're cracking down on these man. War news today. You know, Russian missile kills at least 25 in Ukrainian apartment building. Ukraine expected to give up land, some arms under U.S. peace plan. Man, you know what this means too. Ukraine-Russia war latest. Kremlin and Kyiv respond to Trump's secret peace talks claim. You know, it's all bullshit, man. You know, all these, you know, things with war, man. Let me get this one, man. You know, just to edify Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, man. You know, and these are the times that we're in, man. You know, Ephesians 5:16, redeem me the time, because the days are evil, man. You know, in verse 17, let me read this too. Wherefore be not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is, man. You know, this is the will of the Heavenly Father, man. Ultimately, you know, if you have the understanding, man, you understand that all these things are supposed to come to pass, man. Let's see. Asunder. No, it's not that one. Salakia. You know. Here, let me read this one again. I had a precept in mind. It's in Matthew chapter 24, verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. No, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places. Calm, man. You know, because look, man, I'm just going, just going through the spirit right now. Weather, destruction, let's see. You know, we just had Hurricane Melissa. After hitting Jamaica as a Category 5 hurricane, the storm moved to Cuba, causing significant damage. You know, over 700,000 people were evacuated in Cuba, man. You know. Southern California, heavy rainfall caused deadly flash floods, exacerbated by wildfire, burn scars. You know, California's getting heavy rain too, man. You know, the LA, let me see if I can see that, man. LA stadium flooded, man. Let's see. The spirit. Look at that, man. Hold on. Where's this one right here? Gone. Yup. Nah, that shit looks flooded, man. That still looks flooded, you know. Hey, the Lord's about to destroy this place, man. Let's see. You know, Ephesians 5:16 again, redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. You know, and another precept, you know, to back the point up, man. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, man. You know? And these things are coming to pass, man. Hey, this devil knows he has a short time. So why do you think, you know, they got all this shit cracking down, man? War with Ukraine, Russia, you know, all these other countries, Japan, Korea, you know, China, whatever. Who else, man? You know, all these other countries, man. But earthquakes, you know, weather destructions, you know, uproars of the people, you know, all these things, you know, must come to pass first, man. You got to understand what the will of the Father is, man. You know, but with that, I hope this lesson was edifying.